What is going on? I'm Zedmod. We are on the dev build, brand new release of the dev build. We are going to be jumping into Warships, but first, code Zedmot, Z-M-O-T, Z-M-O-T in that shop. I know I have been MIA, but we are back for the second, jumping into Season 79. Season 79 is called Melons. Note, this season includes a full progress reset. Now, what we don't know is if that means everyone or just those that play. So do stay tuned, trying to get an answer on that. But, Commander, after the craziness of the last few months, things are now calm. Except our bombardiers have developed an unhealthy interest in melons. Me too, bombardiers, me too. We have to rein them in a little. Besides, we seem to have misplaced an engine room. So we have our first two little bits of foreshadowing. We've missed an engine room, and we have melon bombardiers. So this is your starting tech tree. We've got flamethrowers and cannons, and no other defenses, no other defensive choice nodes even. You can get some building health down here, and you can get some troop damage up here, but you can see we've already run out of keys, so you're gonna have to go and get into those wooden tier chests. Unless, of course, you can somehow get up into stone, but that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for many people. And note, the 3 engine room level, you know what, let's just add some tokens, shall we? So we have added some tokens and some strength and all the rest of it, and now we can get into that next engine room level, and this is what that looks like. So we've got 2 very good deck layouts so far. Moving on towards the right, you can see that melon bombardiers are kind of out of the way, but I think you have to go get them. They're just so strong, so good, so fun, plus all the innuendos. Like, the innuendos are worth it on their own. Then your first choice comes. Do you go through Cryoneers, which are probably useless, or do you spend an extra, what is that, like 24 tokens or something, or go and get Brick, who will probably not be useful at the end of the season, but will be good for a couple ranks. Now, Microwaver is where I'm going to go, and this season, if you are not one who buys the Boom Pass, I would highly recommend getting the Boom Pass, which I have done here, which is why the first switch is 50 diamonds, because there are a lot of things coming up. Now, one thing that is not visible because I have the Boom Pass is that this engine room right here requires headquarters level 12, so we're going to get that. The weird, and this is your 4 engine room layout, regardless. This is your guaranteed 4 engine room layout, and then things start to change here in a second, because this engine room over here requires headquarters level 18. This one does not have an engine room lock. This one can be unlocked at any time. This is probably going to be everyone's last engine room, whether it be to make you have 5, or once you get to this one and maybe your headquarters level 19 and you can't get to this one, well, this is going to be your last engine room. So do get this one last. Don't get it before last for any reason, I don't think. Anyways, if you're going offense, you're going to go down south, going to get that medic, which is going to get this engine room slightly closer. And I'll show you what's after the engine room in a second, but maybe you want to get that troop damage there, then we're going to get the artillery and the heavies, and then the heavy boost, and then moving forwards through mechs. But if you're on defensive, machine guns, shock mines, extra cannons, boom cannons, rocket launchers, and then into that next engine room, which, like I said, is headquarters level 18. And badoosh, there you go. There's what that next engine room level looks like, whether it be your 5th or your 6th. Hopefully it is your 5th. If it's your 6th, you've done something wrong, is my general feeling. And then look at this. Seeker players rejoice. You're going to get shocks, then barrage, then seekers, then critters. Like, nothing is stopping that, except for the fact that you don't have much troop damage or troop health or whatever. Okay, and then into our second last engine room, our penultimate, I think that word is. Decent deck layout. Reminder, you can always check out the decks, by simply clicking on that magnifying glass. We are going to open that. So we've got warriors and heavy rushing and maybe melons. Your Rudero is going to be coming in hot at some point with rocket choppas potentially. Right about now, rocket choppa's not super hot without any GBE or any troop damage really, so we'll get back to that in a second. But moving forwards, look at this. This is bonkers, just full on bonkers. Into troop damage, into more troop damage, into more troop damage, into let's get some building health, and then we'll get a couple rocket launchers, and then we'll get building health, and then we'll get, oops, and then we'll get into more troop damage, and you guessed it, more troop damage, and then probably rocket choppa boost, let's be honest. You probably want to have like a SEMO with a rocket choppa. Suddenly rocket choppas are going to be insane because you have added all of the troop damage, like basically every little bit of troop damage at your disposal. I think we're at 330. Yeah, no, sorry, 300. So there is 30 more somewhere. Oh, up here. So you're going to get that one there. Look how stacked this tree is. So we've got one missing slot. I wish they did slot something in between the gunboat and the landing craft. And then every single slot is completely and utterly full until we get to that little lonely cul-de-sac at the end that is the GBE node. So lots and lots and lots of fun there. And then you can go back and get yourself that 7 engine room, which is going to get you a decent deck layout with that middle ramp missing a slot there, making troops split perhaps. And then this measly little node after the engine room. I wish they had a couple extra nodes after the engine room to make it a little bit more likely that you went there early season, but maybe you're just going to get a Sky Shield. Probably a Sky Shield, I would have to guess, although 2 grapplers, if you only can get, say, 5 engine rooms, do go get the grapplers because you're going to absolutely wreck those Bombardier players with the grapplers. Otherwise, I don't think grapplers are going to be useful. So if your headquarters level like 15 or 19, maybe that's going to be useful. But otherwise, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. This is not a strategy video. This is strictly a sneak peek. And we have peeked all of the sneaks. So whether there's enough season or keys or whatever the heck to get to the end of the season, I don't know, but critter launchers underneath that Sky Shield, always a good time. So these chests, I don't know if I talked about this yet. I tried to record once, it didn't work. Wood 15, you guessed it, into stone with 16, up into iron with 18, and then of course gold with 20, and then diamond with 22, and then legendary in 25. But of course the legendary tier is going to be locked for a little while. How long? I don't know, 3 hours and 58 minutes, whatever that means. This is the dev build, so it's tough to know what's what. Regardless, lots and lots, and you can end up with just building health and troop damage at the very end of the season. Kind of strange, but those are generally the best 2 that go together. Whether you're not going to fizzle at the 2 engine room level, you might at the 3, but after that, all bets are off because things are going to get bonkers. So I don't know how Bullet's going to do, but with that 300% troop damage, you're probably really going to want to get Rudero. He can probably get engine rooms all by himself. Maybe you're sending Seekers one way, Rudero the other way, or sending Rudero with rocket choppas, or Rudero with rocket choppas and then coming back and getting heavy choppas. I don't think you want to get Bullet in that scenario, but maybe you do. There's your Rudero boost. There's your heavy choppas. No bullet tax. And I think every hero is in this tree except for Kavan. So those of you who love to do the Melon Bombardier with heavy choppa meta, no Kavan to do healing. Maybe you've got to mix some max medics in there, or you just get good. Are there medkits? Yeah, there are medkits. So anyways, that is all. I know I have been absent, so thank you for all of your patience and kind words and comments and all the rest of it. We can't look at that. That is going to have to get cut out. So, Boom Pass sneak peek coming soon. Had to cut a little bit out of there, but regardless, I'm Zedmont. code ZMOT in that shop over there. It doesn't work on the dev build because I would have bought 1,000,000 diamonds and made myself like at least 15 bucks, but regardless, that is your sneak peek. This is a brand new dev build. I'm curious to see what new features they've snuck in here. I'm going to have to look under the hood, but for now, thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'm ZMOT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.